So I got a question though. Like the question that I was thinking of that started this whole idea of, wanting to get you guys in for an interview is like, I was reading something about how when creating art, a lot of people worry too much about the art itself and not the effect of the art. So I was wondering, like, if you guys ever thought about that, and if, like, you ever considered, like, what effect you want to have through your art. Not necessarily what kind of art you want to make, but just, like, what kind of effect you want your art to have.
Right.
So, like, do you guys ever think about that, or, like, what's your opinion on that?
Lonz and I were, like, just talking about that yesterday, how we were just saying that we'd rather do small shows, especially at the moment, like in art galleries or something, where people are going to appreciate any type of art. Like we went to HT's shop on Frame and Mind, and they had like these two dudes doing like comedy, and even if it may not have been the funniest thing in the world, like you appreciate the art while you're there. You understand everything that's going. And I'd rather be at like a museum, or that honestly that'd be ideal, or like Frame of Mind and doing a show where it's a community and they're actually like enjoying public things that are actually happening. Like,
so more like small scale, more accessible.
And it's just not it's not the crowd, it's more the people. You know what I mean? It's not the crowd that's like looking for a certain type of music. They want to hear hip hop, they want to hear bars, or like they want to get hyped. Can you make everyone else happy?
Right.
That's really important.
So true.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think that people always, like the idea of like going out and seeing like a concert, like people love the idea almost more than the experience itself, it's like telling everyone like, hey guys, I'm going out, we're gonna go do this, and it's like, I don't know, I think especially when you think of things small scale, you kind of tend to appreciate them more, and it's more personal, and like you're saying, like community, and that has to do with longevity too, like when you were talking about.
Yeah, that builds foundation.
It really does. It really does.
For what you want to do and what you want people to know about you, or what, I guess that's the question, like, what you want to do with your art should be the inside of your mind, and should be your long-term goal of like what you want to achieve in the world.
Right.
So, and if you don't have like a long-term goal of what you want the world to look like through after they've seen your art, then it's like, what are you even really doing it for?
Right. So then like what would that be for you specifically? Like, like
me specifically with, I guess more so with music, I want to be able to more so like merge genres and like grow appreciation for different sounds, and like stray away from like how everything sounds the same or cliche, and make it acceptable for things to like be different and have different ideas, even if it kind of correlates with like the same type of genres that are going on. Like not necessarily bring the underground to like the popular, but to bring like internal feelings, being okay to be in like a positive song.
Right. Exactly. Opening those doors, making it more accessible.
It's fun. It's fun collaborating.
Exactly.
It's awesome working on music alone at 3 a.m. also. It's really cool collaborating.
To get ideas and bounce ideas.
I was just working on a song yesterday. Well, I've been working on it. I sat down with Lonz for like 10 minutes, and he helped me like mix it a completely different way. And the whole thing was, I felt like you're talking about, I'm trying to step out of my box, like out of my safe zone. So I leave my specific formula that I have, but I keep ending up on this shitty other formula, but it's like a consistent shitty formula. I'm not even choosing other roads to go down. It's like I keep going down that road. And then Lonz like just helped me redesign the song. That worked out perfectly. So that's awesome.
Perspective, man. That's really neat.
Just that you can have someone like that, like that's really what makes it work. I mean, that's what I think what you guys are doing is great, because you're taking people with similar points of view generally, but even within just your group, there's very different perspectives.
Yes.
And so like just being able to look at yourself and how you feel, and then at them, and being able to build something like meet like in a middle ground type of place.
Exactly. That's spot on.
When you're a product in your environment, you soak in. Just we were talking about that crystal right there earlier. You soak in all the energy around you, so we get vast different perspectives. Like you got an HT, HT, you have HT, then you have like Chris, who's literally the complete opposite side of the spectrum. So it's amazing. So
and then it gets down to like respect, like you were saying the other day. It comes down to that, like everyone has that respect to where it doesn't matter like if you believe your views are better or worse or whatever, that you can still like listen to that person and appreciate them as a human.
Exactly. That's where people it's so like easy to say it, but it's for some people, you know, it's so hard to get that new perspective or to like accept other people or even listen to other people, you know, for that. So
I find that the most fun. I love listening to it. It's not about like trying to be ahead of the pack, but it's just about trying to find just like new things that are just interesting. Like I love. We used to always go like fucking record digging. Like that's all we do. We just go look for fucking greats and shit. Just get more behind us. And I love that. And I also now with this, just the new internet, like the way that it works and everything now, you just have so many
resources.
Yeah, resources.
Exactly.
It's limitless, really, and it's growing. So, like, you know, and that's another thing, like, what you guys are doing is taking advantage of that and putting your own spin on, you know, media, kind of, through your website, Alba, you know, like, it's like it's taking different forms of media and trying to show, like, the cohesive message that can be had through music and film and whatever else, you know, you guys are going to take.
Exactly.
So, like that, there can be like a similar message, kind of.
No, you're
through,
completely right.
It's not even the message, it's the energy.
Yeah.
It's
The consciousness.
Yeah,
yeah. That's
why
why
we're coming from the same places.
Yeah, it's all one and the same. Like
the message, as you were even saying, is individuality throughout. So it's like the message I feel like will always switch, but it's that conscious energy.
Yeah, that's
that pushes it all.
That's true.
And it's like the people we work with, I mean, so far, are just people that we've literally grown up with and like
never,
But it like makes sense that we're all kind of like on the same page of like our music and
like
stuff.
Like you were saying, product of your
exactly,
environment.
product of your
coming
environment.
together.
That's exactly what
Like
it is.
Sleepy Boy, like
Exactly. That's
I've
exactly what I
never
had in
even
mind.
Sean.
Yeah, like Sean, like we did.
Like before any of us were making music, we'd see him at parties and just be like chilling,
Oh,
and just like just vibing, like
Now
like,
we're all still vibing.
and now it's still vibing,
making
but like
stuff,
yeah. And it's good to have that like goal and ultimate goal for everyone around you. Like
exactly, you want everyone to grow, and everyone will grow.
Yes,
you know? It's beautiful. It's
So
really nice.
Yeah.
In terms of like what you guys put out, not just yourselves but from other people, is there a filter? You know, like, is there, you know, because I'm assuming the three of you run the website or run the organization or whatever. Like if someone were to come to you with a piece of music or whatever, like, is there a filter to say this is the kind of shit we want to put on our website, or this is not the kind of, or is it kind of like
organic?
Yeah.
And unique.
Exactly.
And it's not even like if I was in that situation where, you know, you'd have people submitting things, it wouldn't even be like, no, that's not good enough. That's not interesting enough. That's just like everyone else's. I heard that just on the song before.
Right.
It wouldn't even be that energy at all. It'd just be more of that energy that we're talking about, where it's more friendship, just like promoting like a fucking natural fucking market. You know what I mean?
So
just a natural fresh market, basically, for music and product.
Would you guys ever like do you guys ever like just let, because you can probably make it so people can just upload shit on their own. You know, like it could be a site where people upload shit if they want.
It's like a Kanye too then.
Because it's in the bigger picture, it's not specifically, and that's what we were talking about yesterday, Lonz and I, it's not specifically about myself, it's not specifically about Lonz, Brett, like it's not like about that. So it's always promoting, making sure everyone else eats around you. And that's not me having Alba, so I could put my music. That's not what that's for.
Right.
Like I might not even put out music, and I just want to help out. Then I want to run the source, so I can promote their stuff. I just want to help with this energy.
Because they're your homies and whatnot.
And you don't even have to be like the homie, but I mean, if you have something that like sticks out.
Well, that's how it starts at least.
Yeah.
That's how it starts.
That's how it's definitely starts.
That's the foundation.
That's how it's always
back to.
So
we are at the fucking floorboards right now.
Yeah. So the fact that you guys have some content that's already on the site and that you're planning to put on the site, I think if you were to make it like open upload where anyone could go in and submit music or whatever if they want to, at least you guys would have some sort of like foundation for
already, so people would
like,
know. Yeah, exactly.
Even if they fuck with the TV.
This is the kind of vibe this website has because of the content that's already on here.
Right.
And so if they fuck with it, they'll probably
and it's all a
be on
possibility.
a similar.
like you're saying.
Yeah.
It's
And the
all
website will evolve itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's
So
why
that's
we
what I was
can't
asking.
say no, we can't say yes. It's just
That's kind of
Like,
what I was
yeah,
getting to.
In
like,
fall,
yeah.
we might not want to put that on. You might send us like something in the winter, and that'll be on like the winter website.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
That's we want to keep it fresh.
For sure.
Very
So that's what I was getting at
foundation.
though, is like, if it gets big enough to where, you know, people are fucking with your shit, it's just, you know, hypothetical at this point. Like, what I'm trying to get to, like, your goal of the website, ultimately. Like, if it gets big, would you guys, would it be like kind of a website of the people instead of your guys' website and then other people are submitting? You know what I mean? Or would it just be like a website of the people started by you guys and your music and your projects? But is that what you're getting at? Because
I can only speak for myself and myself at this exact moment. My perspective will probably change tomorrow. But it's not that I'm selfish, but I kind of just like want my outlet.
yeah.
Like that's the whole thing is I'm trying not to
Yeah,
get everyone else's outlet. We're trying to just create our own.
Right.
So I want to have this
It's
really
more
natural,
of a collective than an outlet, I would
Yeah.
say. But an outlet for a collective, and we're trying to build our collective with
Mhm.
more than just like musicians or like also like branch out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wouldn't call it like a record label or like a
Yeah,
what's
I
a
understand.
brand. It's just more of like a collective.
I want it to stay an experience, and if it's oversaturated
Yeah.
with a bunch
That's a
of
big
just
part of it.
like
You don't want it to
submissions from
become like
everyone.
just like a blog type thing, but at the same time, I don't want to just say that I don't want it to be that because we want it to be
Yeah. I mean,
as open as possible. But at the same time, like you're saying, it has to have, I guess, some type of filter or some type of
Yeah,
structure.
that was my original
But
question.
yeah,
To, you know, is there going to
But-
be that? Like, okay, I understand it's a collective and it's kind of specific to a certain, what you were saying, energy,
Mhm.
you know? Is there going to be a filter then, and who decide, like the three of you decide, like
Yeah.
who's going to be a part of this label, brand, whatever you want to call it, you know, like.
It's definitely gonna come down to all three of us. The best analogy I can give personally is that my favorite like galleries and stuff are super small places that are like once a month that you can go and the art changes. Like that's the best places. So where
like pop-up shop.
there are many different like just pieces on the website, whether it may be anything, but coming at certain times. So the website isn't just like an endless scroll.
Yeah,
over
I think that's the best way to put it.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a
Because
small
everyone
gallery
else
that we're gonna keep
already done
switching
it.
up.
Exactly.
So it's like it's an online art gallery.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Experience.
Just experience.
Yeah.
Just like experience.
It's just there's so like that market is so interesting because like he's saying like, we see so much of that where it's just endless blogs. The thing that always gets me too personally, like being a musician, is like how you see like these small scale like independent blogs trying to compete with these like huge industry blogs and literally post the exact same thing.
shit.
Like their articles
Same
word
shit.
for word are pretty much the exact same
Word
thing,
for
and it's
word.
like realistically when you think about it from a reader's perspective, like why would he go on your kind of shitty like web
Yeah.
design layout
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
can
You're
put
gonna
all
post
your
the
shit
same
on there
shit.
and you're
Yeah.
gonna post the same thing.
Yeah.
So that was like our whole point was kind of like not having to necessarily rely on these certain websites and certain things to get our ideas out. And that's kind of I think a huge driving force of our foundation as well.
100%.
So it's really important.
That's awesome.